Picture this. You've worked your entire life, decades of early mornings, late nights, and sacrifices. Finally, retirement arrives. You imagine peaceful mornings, time with grandkids, maybe a little travel. Then, out of nowhere, a leaked document threatens to upend it all. That's the reality millions face right now, as details emerge about a controversial 2025 plan linked to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. This isn't just political gossip. It's about your Social Security, your retirement, and whether the system we've all paid into will still exist when we need it. Let's unpack what's happening, why it matters, and, most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself. First, let's talk about Trump's headline-grabbing proposal: eliminating taxes on Social Security benefits. Right now, if you're a retiree earning over $25,000 a year, or $32,000 for couples, up to 85% of your benefits can be taxed. Trump's argument? Seniors deserve to keep every dollar they've earned. On paper, it sounds like a no-brainer. Who wouldn't want an extra few $100s a month? But here's the catch they're not shouting about. Those taxes fund 4% of Social Security's entire budget. That might not sound like much, but 4% of a $1.2 trillion system is $48 billion a year. Take that away, and the already shaky Social Security Trust Fund, the pot of money that pays your benefits, could run dry a full year earlier. Experts warn that without this revenue, automatic 17% cuts could hit by 2034 instead of 2035. For the average retiree getting $1,800 a month, that's a $306 loss. Imagine choosing between groceries and prescriptions because of a tax break that backfired. Worse, these cuts would hit everyone, even those who never paid taxes on their benefits to begin with. Now, let's dive into Elon Musk's role. Trump's team is reportedly creating a Department of Government Efficiency, nicknamed DOGE, after Musk's beloved meme cryptocurrency. Musk and former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy are said to lead this task force. Their mission? To slash government waste. Sounds reasonable. Until you remember Musk's history. When he took over Twitter, now X, he fired 80% of the staff in weeks. Offices shut down. Customer service vanished. Now imagine that playbook applied to the Social Security Administration. We're talking fewer staff processing claims, longer wait times for urgent help, and potential payment delays. The agency is already stretched thin this year. Wait times for phone assistance hit 42 minutes, the longest in 20 years. Cut staffing further, and you'll have seniors waiting hours just to report a missing check. Trump claims DOGE will only target fraud, not benefits. But here's the truth. Fraud accounts for just $7.4 billion of Social Security's $1.2 trillion annual payouts. That's 0.6%, less than a penny on the dollar. Meanwhile, the program's real crisis, the trust fund collapse, gets ignored. Musk's mixed messages don't help. In 2022, he called Social Security essential, but last month, he reposted a viral tweet calling it a Ponzi scheme. Which is it? For 70 million Americans relying on those checks, this ambiguity is terrifying. One leaked memo hints at DOGE's Phase 1 goal, a 20% staff reduction across bloated agencies. If that includes Social Security, we're looking at chaos. Think lost paperwork, delayed disability approvals, and mistakes that could take months to fix. But wait, there's more. While Trump and Musk dominate the news, 2025 is already set to bring seismic changes to retirement planning, whether their plan happens or not. Some are positive. Take the Social Security Fairness Act. For decades, teachers, firefighters, and other public workers had their benefits slashed if they also had a pension, thanks to two rules called the Windfall Elimination Provision and Government Pension Offset. This act would repeal those rules, putting $300, $500 more per month in the pockets of over 2 million Americans. Imagine a retired school counselor finally affording her blood pressure medication, or a firefighter taking his grandkids to Disneyland. These aren't just numbers, they're life-changing fixes. Another win? The new 401k super catch-up rule. If you're 63 in 2025, you can stash up to $34,750 in your 401k tax-deferred. That's $10,000 more than younger workers. For someone making $80,000 a year, maxing this out could add $200,000 plus to their retirement savings over 4 years. Compound interest is magic. This rule lets you harness it last minute. But not all 2025 changes are rosy. Inheriting an IRA just got riskier. Starting next year, if you miss a withdrawal deadline from an inherited IRA, the penalty jumps from 10% to 25%. Let's say your mom leaves you $500,000. You need to withdraw $20,000 this year, but forget. That's a $5,000 fine. Gone forever. For grieving families already stressed about finances, this feels like a trap. Then there's the Social Security Expansion Act, a bipartisan bill that adds benefits for low-income seniors. On the surface, it's compassionate. But here's the rub. Social Security's trust fund is already bleeding cash. Adding more payouts without new funding could drain it twice as fast. Think of it like using a credit card to pay another credit card. It works until it doesn't. If this passes, Gen Xers and millennials might face benefit cuts 10 years sooner than projected. Now, let's zoom out. The real crisis isn't Trump, Musk, or even 2025. It's math. Social Security's trust fund will run dry by 2035. After that, everyone's benefits get cut 17% automatically. Why? 3 reasons. First, 10,000 baby boomers retire every day. In 1960, there were 5 workers paying into Social Security for every retiree. Today, just 2.3. By 2035, it'll be 2.1. The worker-to-retiree ratio is collapsing. Second, the wealthy pay shockingly little. Social Security taxes only apply to the first $176,100 of income. Elon Musk earns that in 8 minutes on January 1st. The rest of his $200 billion, untouched. Meanwhile, a teacher earning $65,000 pays Social Security taxes all year. If we taxed income over $176,100, experts say we'd close 80% of the $1.1 trillion funding gap. But billionaires lobby hard against this. Third, inflation's double-edged sword. Benefits rise with inflation, COLA adjustments, which is good for seniors. But payroll taxes, Social Security's main funding source, don't automatically increase. Result? Costs outpace revenue. Last year's 8.7% COLA was the biggest in 40 years and accelerated the trust fund's collapse by 8 months. So, how do we fix this? 3 controversial ideas are on the table. Idea 1. Tax the rich. Scrap the $176,100 income cap. Tax stock dividends, bonuses, and capital gains. If Musk paid Social Security taxes on his full income, he'd contribute $24 million a year instead of $10,732, his current max. This one move could fund Social Security for 40 million Americans annually. But CEOs call this confiscatory and threaten to move jobs overseas. Idea 2. Raise the retirement age to 69 or 70. Proponents say we're living longer, so we should work longer. But this ignores reality. A 68-year-old nurse with arthritis can't lift patients. A construction worker's body is worn out by 62. Life expectancy gains mostly benefit the wealthy. The poor often die younger. Raising the age penalizes those who need benefits most. Idea 3. Cut benefits across the board. The nuclear option. But with 40% of seniors relying on Social Security for 90% of their income, this would spike poverty rates. Imagine 15 million seniors choosing between rent and insulin overnight. Feeling overwhelmed? Don't. Here's your step-by-step plan to fight back. Step 1. Arm yourself with facts. Track bills like the Social Security 2100 Act, H.R. 1043, and the Social Security Expansion Act, S. 1025. These propose taxing the wealthy to strengthen benefits. Bookmark the Social Security Administration's official updates page. Follow nonprofits like the National Committee to Preserve Social Security. Knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. Step 2. Rethink your retirement strategy. If you're 60-63, exploit 2025's Super Catch-Up 401k rule. Even adding $10,000 more this year could grow to $26,000 by retirement, at 7% returns. If you inherit an IRA, immediately set calendar alerts for withdrawals. One missed deadline could cost a fortune. Consider meeting a fee-only financial advisor. Many offer free first consultations. Step 3. Become a squeaky wheel. Call your lawmakers weekly. Use scripts like, "I'm name, a constituent in zip code. I demand you protect Social Security from benefit cuts. Tax the wealthy. Don't raise the retirement age." Politicians track call volumes. Just 10 calls on an issue signals mass concern. Flood their lines. Step 4. Mobilize your community. Talk about this at church, book club, or family reunions. Many retirees don't follow politics but care deeply about their checks. Print simple flyers with key facts and your rep's phone number. Host a coffee chat. Remember, 70 million seniors vote. If even 5% shift their votes based on this issue, Congress will panic. Step 5. Prepare for the worst. If you're under 50, assume Social Security will cover 70% of promised benefits. Save aggressively. Open a Roth IRA. Tax-free growth beats 401(k)s for many. If you're already retired, downsize debts now. Refinance high-interest loans. Every dollar saved is insulation against future cuts. This isn't just about politics. It's about people. Your uncle who survives on $1,500 a month after his factory closed. Your friend who's 58 and terrified she'll never retire. Maybe you, staring at a 401k that's not enough. Social Security is the thread holding millions of lives together. Cut it, and the fabric of retirement unravels. Trump and Musk's plan might be today's drama, but the stakes are timeless. In 1935, Social Security was created because seniors were dying in poverty. Today, 40% of retirees would live below the poverty line without it. We've come too far to go back. So, what's next? Share this video with everyone you know, email the link to your siblings, post it on Facebook, talk about it at Thanksgiving. Social Security survives only if we fight for it, loudly, relentlessly, together. The clock's ticking. Every day closer to 2025 brings us closer to irreversible decisions. But remember, politicians fear voters more than lobbyists. CEOs can't ignore mass outrage. And no leak, no task force, no billionaire's tweet can withstand millions of voices demanding justice. Your retirement isn't a bargaining chip. It's a promise. A promise that after a lifetime of work, you won't be discarded. Don't let anyone break that promise. Stay angry, stay loud, and most of all, stay hopeful. Because when we fight, we win.